Welcome back to Reality Muse. Sorry for the delay. We wanted to make sure that we included last night's HOH episode, a part of our show today. Welcome back, Lance. How are you doing today?
What's up? What's up, Misha? It's always good to chat it up with Big Brother. It's been, like we started having a downward trajectory with the season, but it always seems to be somebody to wake it up. And I want to say kudos to the icons. Let's go.
Kudos to the icons and Black women. Kudos to Black
Yeah,
women. Y'all have
can't forget about that,
shifted the
right?
game. And let me
Yeah.
look, our flop of the season. What they say, the last shall be first. Okay. Miss
hmm
Lala, I
hmm
cannot believe it. Miss Lala is our HOH for the week, and she won the wall comp. Now, let me tell you, because there was a moment, I went to sleep. I didn't stay up and watch the wall comp on Friday night
You
on the feeds the whole
crazy.
time.
You crazy. I
It was
did. I was
just,
all in there.
it was taking too long, and I'm old. I need to go to sleep. So, but there was like a minute where they like went to Lala, and I was like, oh, she's locked in. Like I had a feeling she could win, but then I just went to sleep and was so surprised when I woke up and saw that she won. So you watched the whole
Mhm.
time.
Yeah, so like it was so interesting because the wall comp is one competition that, Big Brother do show us on the feeds. And we were sitting there waiting, anticipating. We saw cats for hours and hours and hours. And then it finally started. And by the time it started, Angela was already down. So we're like, girl, did you do just like you did in
I
your
did
last
know
time?
that.
Like
Yeah.
stay in there for like 20 seconds. Are you crazy? But it's just like to be able to witness it, the real raw reactions, the feels. They did leave us on a cliffhanger. So it was so good to see the episode exactly how she won because literally the feeds cut when it was just Kamu and Lala and everybody on TikTok, everyone on Twitter, everyone on Threads were like, oh my God, Lala better have done it. And feeds didn't come on for a whole nother hour. So we was like, oh my God, Lala better have done it. Lala better have done it. And when the feeds came back, we were like going crazy. Like I'm telling you, you should have saw the live reactions on TikTok. The Twitter streets was rumbling. Threads everywhere was going crazy because we were on the edge of our seat. It was one of those moments in Big Brother.
And here I am. Why you ain't call me? Why you ain't call me? You gotta call me in the future,
You say you
okay?
asleep. See, you say you
I would have
asleep.
woke
See,
up.
I
I
can't.
would have woke up.
Different
I would.
time zones. Different
It's
time
okay.
zone.
So what time did
Yeah.
you go to sleep officially? Like when did they let you go to
Okay,
sleep?
so this was LA time. By the time we knew it was Lala, so this was PST. This was like
Mm-hmm.
2 a.m. So that was like 4 your time.
Yeah, I would.
Because the
Who
comp lasted
knows?
like an hour 40, and then how long they kept feeds off before they showed us who won, it was another hour between that 2 hours already doing the comp. So it was crazy.
Lala is our HOH, aka Taylor is our HOH. We'll get to Taylor shortly,
Well, I
but
mean,
it's so.
tell her say she gonna keep it cute. She gonna let Lala
She
run
told
her
the
week, right?
TV. She told the TV. She told us that she gonna keep it cute. She not keeping it
Exactly.
cute. She knows she can't
At
keep it
all.
cute. She knows she
At
can't.
all.
We're gonna go back to the blind side too, but we have been calling Lala our flop, the flop of the season. We just thought that there was no hope for us, and just a week later, she has kind of proven us wrong. This is like the hardest challenge to win or competition to win, and she did it. Those muscles and all of that. Do you feel like this shifts her game, or what does it mean for her in the future? Where do you think this gets her?
The thing is, I feel like it could potentially shift her game. The thing is, I think she needs to really analyze the week and put herself in the best position because she could be working really hard and doing other people's dirty work, and it doesn't propel her in a spot that will put Lala in a great position. When you're HOH, especially in a pivotal week like this, you need to be the person willing to make these connections. Why do we see Taylor being the one have to tell you, hey, maybe you should pull in Angela, talk to D, talk to Devin, talk to Drew. Let them know that you might be putting Drew on the block as a renom. Let us know that you want to put them on the block initially. Why is Taylor being the one to constantly propel your game? So I need her to really sit back into her HOH and realize this is where you formulate the groundwork. The ground is open. The game is shifted. So let's play, Lala.
Do you think she's gonna do that?
Me personally, I don't feel that. I think she's going to come out and someone's going to win HOH next week. And once they get out the people that is in the way of the icons making it through the game, Lala will be an easy pawn. And, it'll just be like, but we just had to do it. And she'll be like, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. I
I
understand.
I will say she's called out a lot of names this week that I think will like it's not only the three that are on the block, but Drew was an option, Devins was an option. Like that's five
Exactly.
people. Kamu was an option. That's six people. That's six
And
people who
telling
are
the wrong
aware.
people those options. The only
Yes.
person that I personally feel she should tell every option to is Taylor, which has been pushing her through the game and been her ride or die. But you being able to tell Kamu you thought about Devins and letting Angela be in a room when you said, maybe Kamu and Haley and Chuck, like even Baird and Drew, like mentioning them to the wrong people doesn't make, it's not advantageous for your game at all.
Yeah. No, she is very lucky to have Taylor. I just get the vibe that Lala must have just came in ready for a social game and a competitive game and like did not know, like no one warned her about strategy. No one warned her.
No, I'm just saying it sucks because she was someone who pegged herself as this super fan, been watching for years. So it's like to see that
Yeah.
and not see those actions in the house has really been toying with like what these people say in these packages to look good to get on the.
Yeah. It's never what it gives. It's never what it gives at all. But let's talk about Taylor, our
Okay.
pseudo HOH of the week. I am so excited. Oh my God. Cause
Hmm.
I think we were seeing glimmers of her strategic chops in
Yeah,
our last episode. We were talking about her trying to get all of these alliances going. And from last week winning the veto to now having her girl in the HOH and like kind of building up her, her status. I'm super
sure.
excited, but I'm also like, DC's her. And I very much so like feel like they are like the Spider-Man meme of like pointing at like her and D. They are very similar in thinking. They are very like they see each other
They
and
see
that
each
makes me
other.
nervous for her. Yeah. So what do you
Yeah,
think about the change? Yeah.
yeah, no, I totally agree. I feel like if anyone would clock the way Taylor's trying to progress her way through the game, it is D. We, see different conversations and see as the alliances start to crack, even in last night's episode, as Kamu is trying to like earn himself off the block, he brings conversations to D, brings it to Angela. And when he do bring up Taylor's name, it's kind of like, okay, but. And I feel like the icons will now see a new adversary in the way of them propelling themselves. If they don't choose
Yeah.
to take in Taylor, it's going to be an uphill battle for our girl Taylor. But I am happy to see her rising in my ranks, waking up, playing the game. We saw glimmers. She has a super solidified relationship with Yash. Like they are locked in. And she has Lala. It just all depends how she formulate this crack and really gravitate to the people that could maybe link her into where she in that sweet spot. Maybe like a Ashley Hollis where she's good, Taylor Halish, like just to be in a sweet spot where she can now like, okay, I can win a few and then now I'm good.
It is so crazy because literally last week or like, the week before, we were like, Angela, Taylor has no juice. She's nothing like her predecessors. And yet
Yeah.
here we are today. Like, oh my God,
Crazy,
she's a
right?
genius actually. And like
Yeah.
like maybe she can play an Ashley Hollis kind of game. That is so crazy. And Taylor, I'm so sorry I underestimated you. Please forgive me. You just took a little
Yeah.
minute. Now,
It took a minute. Hmm.
I think you're right. I think that she needs to get Lala off of Drew. She needs to start cultivating because she ended last week with a really good relationship. Well, not a really good, but a encouraging relationship with Drew. And I'll give you guys a little bit of background tea on that. So Drew, thought he was going home or kind of realizing he might be going home, realizing that his people might not be his people. Taylor sees him kind of moping about and goes to him and is kind of like, look, I know we had our issues earlier in the week because part of the reason why she got on the block is because Drew told Haley that Taylor cried when Haley won the HOH, which apparently didn't happen. And Taylor confronted Drew about it and the
Yeah.
stink
It was a good
floored away as
confrontation
she
too.
does. Yeah, I didn't watch it because I'm just like, oh my God, I don't want to see
No,
Taylor
it was
be
like,
tense in that way.
it was like, come here, baby boy. So what you heard, is it what you saw? Like, it was so good. When I tell you the way the words just flew out of her mouth and the way Drew was just like, well, my apologies. So I think it really earned a lot of respect where Drew had to realize
Facts.
like, oh, she real. And she gonna call it like it is. So if I'm saying something about her, it gotta be fact, because if not, she's gonna call it out right then and there. And I think that's when I started to see that Taylor is not scared to say what she gotta say. Because even her confrontations with Haley, whenever Haley
Help you.
finally did put on the block, and they were talking about it, and she's like, "So what was those conversations we had?" Well, you were laughing. I was laughing. Angela was laughing too, boo. So what's your excuse for not putting Angela up? Where you were the one being so giggly about it the whole entire time. Devins was laughing. Drew was laughing. Melody Mallory was laughing. But I'm laughing because I talked about your snacks. Now I'm laughing. So you want me out. Okay, girl. So I love that Taylor's real about it and like to get to the source.
I like your perspective because I was a little nervous just as a Black girl
Mhm.
who, whenever we
Of
get a
course.
little too sassy, a little too direct, especially with white people. And Drew has, like, for a minute been like, I don't have a good relationship with Taylor and Latrice. I'm like, oh, the two
Yeah.
Black women? Yeah, we just don't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So I was thinking he might have some biases. And so I
Yeah.
was a little nervous for Taylor to be so direct with those people. But I like your perspective because I think it's right. Like, she can make herself become intimidating to where, like, they don't want
Yeah,
to be
for
put her
sure.
on the block again. They don't want to, like, I think,
Mhm.
like, it works in a way of, like, I don't think Drew is going to put Taylor on the block unless Taylor puts him on
Yeah.
the block. And I don't think Haley's going to really mess with her again. What do you think
Yeah,
about that?
and that's why I say your perspective is really really good as well. Like, it's scary because we know, especially just even for me, having been on reality TV and my demise, or where people started to have their discourse about me, is when I approached a white woman about something real, raw, not raising my voice, not being argumentative, but white woman tears began, and now Lance is the new bully. So I could understand wholeheartedly, as viewers of reality TV for a long time, that when our Black people speak up, they get, people get in a shell, and it causes people to worry. So I see both
Yeah.
sides, but I'm happy that Drew took it as a learning experience to like be like, oh, she's a real woman. Like, she's being
Yeah.
real about how she feel. Like, her feelings are valid. Her thoughts are real. And if I'm going to say something, it has to be fact, simple and
It
plain.
has to be fact. Absolutely. So Taylor goes to Drew later in the week. I don't know if it's like Thursday or no, it can't be. So it's
Hmm.
like Wednesday, let's say.
Yeah,
And she's
Tuesday,
like, I know
Wednesday.
you've
Yeah.
been, yeah, I know that, we had our issues early in the week. Like, let's just make sure that we communicate with each other more in the future. And like, I don't want you to feel down and out about this situation. Like, I see you feeling bad and I don't want you to feel bad. And Drew, it really did a lot for Drew in that moment. And again, to your point, to find himself on the outs of this woman who was very direct with him. And so now he might be scared. Now she goes, softens up, shows compassion, shows care.
Yep.
And so now he's like, okay, I'm
Exactly.
kind of in her bosoms now.
Yeah.
That's some good shit. That's some good
That's what I
shit.
said. Taylor's
That's some
social
good
game
shit.
has definitely elevated within the last 2 weeks, and maybe she just needed that kick in the butt. Like, hey, I'm on the block. Ooh, I won the veto. Let me reground myself. Let me keep Lala in a good little spot. Lala wins HOH, keeps her able to be on that high horse where she's not like like thirsty with power, but like just able to put some groundwork. Kind of like what Yash spoke on, where like, hey, now that Lala has won, I'm able to continue to work on my relationships because I don't feel I'm going on the block. So let me just work on these relationships. So it's Yash and Taylor are really elevating their social
Yeah.
game with these weeks, you know?
Yeah. And so we're not going to give like spoilers that I think are going to show up in the show, but we're going to add context. So one thing that I'm a little nervous about when it comes to Taylor and Yash is that him, Kamu, Latrice are starting to look like a 4. And I think that they want to be a 4, but Angela, unfortunately, she can't get her eyes off people of color. She's clocked it. D has actively said that Taylor is a problem. And
Exactly.
honestly, Taylor's kind of gonna become the villain. If you are team icons, like if you're a viewer, team icons, I can see like Taylor's gonna try to get these people out. Like there is going to be a head to head, and I love it. And I'm so afraid because it's gonna be hard for her to, well, maybe not. You know what? Maybe not. Cause she might have the other
Yeah.
side. Yeah. She might just be the
Yeah,
leader.
like
She's
it's
the supreme. Okay.
yeah, And that's what I say. She will just come across as the new Supreme, as how they used to clock Haley, Chuck, and Kamu. Kamu has integrated himself really well with Taylor,
Yeah.
Yash, and Lala, but also he's still giving D so much information. So that, because he even proposed an alliance with D involving Taylor, but like was like, hey, I want to do it, but not long term. So it's like D is not ready for another woman to take the Grand Supreme. She's the Grand Supreme right now,
She's the
and
Grand
she don't want
Supreme.
no one. So it's like I do wonder if from what we saw in the episode, maybe Kamu should have won, and our girl Taylor would have still been safe. Lala would have been safe because he originally said he wanted to put up some icons and maybe people who did him dirty. So like, would this have been a week
Damn.
where Devin would have had to probably use his DPOV because Kamu got the real information about who voted where? Because as we see from feeds, that Angela eventually is gonna crack, you know?
Wow, that's a really, really good point. Like, if
Mhm.
we care about protecting Taylor 100%,
Yeah,
I don't want to get too deep into Kamui right now yet,
for sure.
but her take on him last night was a little yikes. Just not because, like, I don't
Mhm.
think she's aware of his, that he is homophobic. I don't think she's aware, obviously, of like what he said about George
His
Floyd,
comments,
that
yeah.
little joke he made.
Mhm.
But Faith, where'd that come
Yeah,
from? Why? I don't get like people relating because of faith. I don't get that. I
yeah.
mean, I'm a good Christian girl. Well, I wouldn't say good, but I'm a Christian girly historically, but I'm not becoming friends at my big age. I'm not becoming friends with you because you're a fellow Christian. I don't know. What do you think? Especially in the Big Brother house.
I
Yeah.
mean, I guess it's just trying to find a commonality in the Big Brother house. Like, Taylor and him fall on a yin and yang spectrum. He's an MMA fighter. His class of people aren't Lala and Taylor. So to find a commonality, the one commonality they may have could have been they both got brothers, they both got sisters, they have a single parent household. But no, their commonality came down to their faith. And maybe he saw her praying one day, or she saw him doing whatever his faith is. And it just grounded them together because you have to start finding commonalities. It goes back to when we talk about Drew. I think Drew's reasoning for not getting close with people like Lala and Taylor is because that's not the everyday people he walk around. So he don't know how to deal with black women who, yes, we're on Sunday, Taylor is cleaning the house and Lala is cooking every day and cleaning the kitchen for y'all. Yeah, he's not used to that. He's not used to dominant women doing those things. So he feels that they're mothering him. But it's just like, no, babe, pick up your towel off the floor and put your
Take care of
dish in the
yourself.
dishwasher. Like, I'm
Yeah.
cooking for y'all and I'm cleaning y'all bathroom every Sunday. That's why people felt that the disconnect with Taylor and
Mm-hmm.
Lala, because they were doing the things that us in Black household were taught to do on a Sunday. No shade.
Where does I'm not seeing Kamo's Jamaican outside of him just being homophobic.
Girl, I've been told you that. You were so Jamaican down for him. And I was like, girl, he is not going to
Was
run that
I was like, there's
Jamaican
some color.
nothing at all. Like, girl,
Literally
bye.
yesterday, last night he was on, like, when they were like after the eviction and
Yeah.
he's sitting in the, and I'm looking at him, I'm
Uh-huh.
like, there is no melanin there, and even the
None.
hair, the way the eyes are, I'm like, there ain't no melanin in there.
It's
He is
very
no Meghan Markle.
2.7%. It's given 2.7%, 23andMe, Ancestry.com, one little speckle of spit.
I'm not happy about that. Don't lie. Don't lie about being of African descent. That's very Rachel Dolezal. I don't like that. Take it back.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
let's move
African
on.
descent, but deep down inside, the streets he run. Where was
Well,
he on January 6th?
it needs to be. Do you watch Married at First Sight?
Red
Him and
corner?
Courtney. You watch
God.
him and Courtney.
Yeah,
Where
I
they
love
were.
her
Where
at
they were.
first sight. Crazy season. So if y'all haven't checked out Man at First Sight, check out Misha's talk on Man at First Sight because there's
Yes.
some good takes, I will say.
Geneva says, "Thank you for watching. I appreciate that." Haley's
Yes,
HOH. Haley is now on her 5th week of having, her 5th bad week in her HOH.
girl. Oh my! I'm like, honestly,
Embarrassing.
it was so funny seeing Melody talk about it. Like, baby, I hope this is the week that you have a good bad week. Like, girl, how you been having a bad week? Baby, y'all have been in power every week. If it isn't you, it's your allies, and then it's the icons. Like, bad week, I would have went crazy on her hearing her say that.
It's so, why do you, it's constant victim. She wants to be a victim and a villain. She wants, that is her whole motto. Like, I can be a bitch, but don't be a bitch to me. That is her all the time.
Yeah, and then yeah. No,
yeah,
it's just like even like her microaggressions, like calling Lala Cruella, calling Taylor like a bitch constantly. And it's like, girl, last week you forgot we all saw this in HD TV. You telling everybody, oh, if you haven't been effing with me all week, don't come and eat my sex. Don't even be in my room. Don't be on this fake stuff. But the tides, like I said last week, when the tides turn, poor me, poor me, poor me. I've been having 4 bad weeks. All on the feeds, all you see, like, Chuck, make sure you don't have me alone. Like, no one in this house want to talk to me. Like, who cares? And Chuck is just fa la 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 into this white woman's beat, and he's gonna sink his own ship. Because when they be like, you know what? We could deal with Haley. Let Haley, now Haley's gonna battle Latrice and Taylor, and they send Chuck straight out the door. He's gonna gag because she set that up. You follow me every room I go in so we can be, don't leave me alone. And he's been running it. And he's been doing everything she say. That lady has never been in a room alone more than 5 minutes. Because Kamu's not messing with her right now because he don't fully trust her. And none of the girls, Melody Mallory is not effing with him. Taylor's up in that HOH room constantly. And Dee and Devins and Angela are doing what they do. They're not worried about you, Haley. And girl, please. Like, I don't know.
They're not worried. Like she just really, I think she thinks she's more relevant, even to us as the audience. Like, I think she was thinking like, I've been having such a bad week. Maybe the audience is gonna vote me in. Like, it's just very delusional. But I do love her and Melody's beef. I do love it. It is very much
Me
so
too.
like bitch
I
going at
love
it. Like,
that.
who can be
I love
what's
that.
so fun. And like, I don't know. I'm so glad Melanie is still here because like I'm not calling her Melanie because we need her comedy. We need her silliness. Like, she is the voice of the people. She's the voice
So
of
she
us.
has upgraded from Meg to you. Like now she's back to her real name, Melody.
Okay, let's talk about Meg real quick because the thing is that I had it wrong. So
Oh, I thought
she
she was doing
looks
that as like a thrash. Like I thought she was like, oh, I'm calling her Meg because like that's what I want to call her.
well, yes, but Meg from Family Guy. I would call her Meg like from
Yes,
Family Guy.
exactly.
But I meant that she looks like the daughter from American Dad. That's who she looks just like.
Okay.
And I just don't know her
Yes, yes,
name.
yes, yes.
I don't know her name and I don't
Yes.
watch her. So it just went back to being Meg.
Okay, because I always thought it was like a joke that you were like calling her Meg for a reason. Like, because even a couple times I would say Melody, you was like Meg, and I was like, okay, word.
But I
Calling her
did
Meg
not
all
like
season.
her. I did not want to like her. She has forced me into.
She's growing on
She's just too
us so
goofy.
much.
Even last night when she was
Like,
talking about how she used to be in Bigfoot Club. Like,
exactly. Like her personality is really starting to grow. And I think that comes with like, we know she was like the game show host at these like game show rooms that people could go
mm-hmm.
to. So like, I was waiting for that to come out. And like week by week, I guess just the adversity has been causing her personality to shine because last week during Haley's reign, we've been seeing it. And even in last night episode, I'm like, okay, she got some little quirks to her. And I could easily
She
see her getting a
does.
time capsule in the future, you know?
And now she has the little showmance with Drew. That's cute. Drew is crying because he didn't want his baby girl to go home. He saved his baby girl low key. And now her and Mallory are in there. So it's the Adam and Eve, but I'm kind of calling it their slave for you outfits. Like,
and let's talk about that because Mallory could have set herself up really well this week. No shade. In a week of craziness and chaos, you got a punishment, but it could have been a power. She should have tagged herself next to Dee or Devins and would have been in every conversation that Dee and Devins is in. Mallory is not playing a strategic game. She just want to make sure she walk away from this with a bestie. You got to play the game because think about it. Just how now you and Mallory are already always in the same conversation. Now you're tethered to it. So now you got to hear her talking to Drew and all this. But if you would have cemented yourself with someone like Dee or Devins, you would have been in all the meat and potatoes dealing with all the blowback and you would have got way more information. So I think it was a fumble on her punishment. No shade.
you ate because, like I was thinking of it more from like a relationship standpoint, but to be a part of all of their strategic conversations.
Exactly.
And now I really wish that Taylor would have won because, Taylor being... She should have just attached herself. I think the best person for Taylor to attach herself to would have been Devins.
Mm-hmm.
And it just would have been a good time. But I'm enjoying seeing Mallory's derriere, honestly. I'm sorry. I don't know if y'all are seeing it on TV, but
you can
on Twitter, I felt bad for them, honestly. Like I could never do that, but they're doing it and good for them. Good for Drew.
Like I'm very body positive, but like for me personally, I could not. Like Angela even said to her sister, like, I'm so happy that wasn't my punishment. I think I would have had to have a real meeting with the producers, as in like, hey, can give me something else? Like, I'll be in the unitard all week. Like having to show my midsection and show my thighs, like, ooh, I don't know if that could have been me.
So.
It would have been tough. I would have had to push through because it is Big Brother, but it would have been something I would have been self conscious about. That would have been in the ether for a very long time. It just would have messed with me.
I felt like, well, to be fair, almost everyone on this cast is fit, but I
Hmm.
kind of assumed like they gave it to the girly pop. Well, maybe not though. Like I just figured they gave it to someone who could
Yeah,
handle that. But then that
yeah.
does make me think like, what if it was Devins? Like I do think Devins would have been in like a
Hmm.
green leotard with a little thing. But it's fun. But you're right, she absolutely did make the wrong decision there. It's nothing to help her game. It just really is a punishment. And now the icons know that she's the next person that America cares about. I have not seen them explicitly
Exactly.
say, like, oh, this makes her more of a threat, but I would make her, like, I would think that she is
100.
competition to me now. Yeah. She's kind of starting to fly under the
100%.
radar. And I'm like, she is, to me, she's like someone who needs to get out, to me, more than
Yeah,
anyone.
like she's flying under the radar, but when the dust clears with the Haley Chuck Kamu situations, and they either get one of them out this week, possibly one out next week, depending on how things fold. Stuff change weeks to week. It's going to be back to knowing that Mallory on that other side of the house, Mallory is someone who can win comps. She's won, two blockbusters at this point, a
Yeah.
veto. Like she's someone who definitely could be the threat for the icons because Mallory for
Yes.
sure is going to at least put up 1 to 2 icons no matter what. I promise
Yeah,
you.
let's get into, do you want to talk? Well, let's talk about In the Arms of an Angel. Our lyric has gone on to glory, to Big Brother glory.
Yeah.
We have lost
Hmm.
her. And I mean, just threw away my whole episode last week, honestly, because she was she deserved being player of the week last week. She deserved it, but now she's gone. And it's just
Hmm.
because Miss D, I don't know if I said it, but I was saying that Lyric is playing D's game better than D. And D didn't clock that, but she did clock that too many people are supportive and like want Lyric here. And the key piece was, and you can add more context here, but the key piece that sent her home was she asked Lyric, are you going to, ever try to get out the trio? And she's like, no, I'm with the trio. And the trio being like Kamu and company. And she's
Yeah.
like, no, I love the trio. Like those are my people. And apparently they only want people in the house who are going to go against their own alliance. I feel like it
Yeah.
was too soon for them to take a hit at that alliance. I think I will say, just to wrap up my thoughts here, is I think that Lyric was the right choice to go home. What do you think?
Yeah. For house dynamic for me, and as I want to have a quality season, Lyric was definitely, it was time for her to go. I feel like she was only going to add to that steamroll of the red corner tool shed because look how easy she was able to throw Jason under the bus. She was ready to throw Melody under the bus and Mal. So it's like, for me, I needed that to happen. On the adverse, for me, I just feel like that's why I think D is just such superior because she got her way. Originally, her and Devins was bored. Angela was bored. They wanted to get out Drew. And I was so excited for the ties to change and Drew to get cake on his face, be pre-jury, and be like, oh my
I
God, I
know.
aligned myself with the wrong people. As things started to shift, even before the blockbuster, we saw that Drew threat level went down and he wasn't being targeted. And it was like, okay, melody or lyric. And then as we saw in the episode, Devins and freaking D were bored. And they, I can tell you, this is day 30 something at this point. They're way past their lifeline on Survivor. They just want to do stuff. And they
Yeah.
was like, you know what? Maybe we should keep the couple in. Maybe it will work for us. And they are honestly the people who keep wanting to shoot at their alliance, but they want other people to do it because they want to walk away scot free. So
They had
actually, it was
like,
good for them. It was good for them. It was good for them. And for TV, Lyric needed to go.
oh my God, we needed our first blindside of the season. Like that. It was last week turned out to be a really fun week.
It
Thank
woke it up.
God.
It woke it
It
up.
woke it up. It woke me up. So let's talk about Devins and Dee because I kind of always like I was glad that like Drew was, gonna get his, up, coming ups or whatever. But I never
Yeah.
thought that it was a good idea for Devins. And so it seemed like
Never.
Devin gradually started to realize that too. And it's so interesting. I honestly feel like Drew being oblivious the entire week that he was vulnerable of going home saved him, actually, because if he realized that Dee and, Devins was behind this, he probably would have been like,
Hmm.
well, let me just tell you this and let me just tell you that.
Yeah.
But he kept his mouth closed and he didn't, he wasn't causing a ruckus. And so they're like, is he might actually be with us, actually.
Yeah.
Finally,
Like,
finally, yeah,
yeah, he was
finally we
moving
realized.
so yeah, they was moving so meticulous, like with the plan, first of all. So that's what kept the thought down. Like, Barrett kind of
Mm,
knew a little bit, but even when he told him, it wasn't in like, oh, you're the target. And
yeah.
then whenever Devin started to catch his head on like, man, this kid will never put me up. I feel like he's close to D. And honestly, for it to happen on a Haley, long as it was a Haley Kamu or Chuck HOH, which it was, it makes Drew know that like, yeah, I'm on the bottom, but I'm on the bottom with that trio, not necessarily with the other trio of the icons. So that puts D and Devins in higher stakes so that when they shoot at that other trio of the Kamu, Chuck, and Haley, that, okay, it will cause Drew to retreat back, even if he has to bring Melody along. So honestly, I think it really worked out that we had, like, we were drooling for it, but it didn't happen because I think it's going to shape how the rest of this game is played.
I don't think anyone is mad at the end that it didn't happen. Because I do
Yeah,
enjoy Drew, and I do like I
for
didn't
sure.
want my girl Meg to go home. I didn't want her to go home either. But you kind of made a good point putting Drew and Melody together because I
Hmm.
wonder if the icons now realize like they're a 2-for-1. Like well,
Mm.
a 2-for-1. Well, a 1-for-2. Basically, that's 2 votes that they can rely on going forward.
Yeah,
So it
another
was really
ally
smart.
that could, yeah. Like, it's just like I said, like another ally that could like gravitate from the ashes because, she was kind of anti the icons, but I think
Hmm.
Drew is someone that could soften her heart for it.
Yeah. But she's not, she has a trash social game, Melody.
Yeah.
Trash. She does
Unfortunate.
not, outside of Melanie and Drew, she has no friends. Every time she has a conversation, it's never, I got you, you got me. I kind of saw one from the feeds yesterday, but it just didn't even sound sincere. She's like talking to Angela about like,
Hmm.
but it didn't sound sincere. Her and Haley are kind of similar in games. Haley just happens to have the better alliance and like she's doesn't complain as much as, Meg.
Yeah, it's kind of like she don't have no meat and potatoes. She got a lot of salt in the pot, but like no meat and potatoes. And it's only so
Mm-hmm.
much this relationship with Drew. Like you're already on the bottom of a lot of things. So it's like your relationship with Drew is only heightening your targeted for some, and maybe lowering it for others. Like, but I just feel like she needs to catch her head because she obviously wants to be there because the emotion is there when she's nominated. The emotion is there when she loses a comp. The emotions was there all last week during Haley's reign, but I feel like now that we're on the Latrice reign and it's kind of like flipped to her side, even though it's not like really her side, it's like coasting, like, oh, I'm gonna take a week off instead of being like Yash and
Mm,
Taylor and
I don't
really
think that's what it
building
is.
groundwork and putting your nails in. Okay.
I hear
You
you.
think it's just
I do
horrible
hear.
gameplay?
No, I don't think she has any finesse. Like, I don't think she is a friendly, charismatic. Well, she's charismatic, but not charismatic towards people. Like, she's funny.
Got it.
Apparently she's supposed to be a comedian or she has done stand up, but like interpersonal relationships, I don't think she is just genuinely good at it. So there is like
Yeah.
she doesn't have it in her to build these connections with people. It's not in her.
Yeah. Speaking of that comedy thing, like just the other day, Taylor was on feed, like really talking about each person, and she was like, "Mel, she hasn't made me laugh yet. Ain't she supposed to be a comedian?" So you saying that, like, really just it reminded me when Taylor was talking to the cameras in the storage room by herself. Like, I was like, "Okay, girl, you're
And
crazy."
it's so funny because she has made us laugh, but like, yeah, like
Yeah,
she's not giving that to the girls. Like, you actually should be cracking these people up in the house because that'll make people want to keep you longer. If you
yeah,
can't be friendly, right? If you can't be
yeah.
friendly, crack jokes, be charming. Like, there is just no, I said the same thing about Haley. Like, Haley has no finesse. Like, she'll go
Oh
to
God, yeah,
Mallory and be like, Mallory, I just want to let you know. Because part of the reason why Lyric even got on the block is because she kept ratting out her friends to Haley. And Haley's like, how I always say, like, girl, if you ratting your friends out, how can you ever be loyal to me? It's not a
Exactly.
good look to do that, y'all. But
Mm.
yeah, like Haley is like, Mallory, I just want you to know, like, your friends, like, someone's talking about your friends on that. And you don't have that type of relationship with Mallory to like, there's just no finesse. There's no smoothing. And Melody is the same way from week one. She's like, I'm not really friends with Mallory. I don't really want to be like, I don't, I'm not associating myself with him. But like, for
Yeah.
my game, it's just
Yeah, and that's why us as fans didn't really connect with her in the
calm
beginning either.
down.
I know for me, like, yeah, I didn't connect with her at all just off of that fact.
Yeah.
Like, she just wasn't giving no type of like je ne sais quoi. Like, it's like, girl, you're supposed to be all these dudes, but what dude are you duping? Like, it's not
Yeah.
making sense.
Yeah. Like her humor is sarcastic, a little dry,
And it comes across a little
so
slightly bitchy.
and a bit bitchy. I agree. And so those aren't like things that can brighten someone up for you.
True, true.
I don't even think she's like that sweet to Drew, but it's cute and like they can stay over there and do the thing. But like
It's
she's
like that
not. I don't.
playful, like middle school, high school, like let me beat on the boy deep down inside. I really
Yes.
like him, like
And
kind
he
of
loved
thing.
that, I'm sure. Like
He
he
does. He
seems to
loves
like
it.
someone who's mean. Yeah. Which maybe is
Yeah.
why him and the Taylor thing is working.
Okay.
Yeah. So we lost Lyric by Lyric, Yash. So let like as we get into this like most recent episode on Sunday, something that was a bit confusing to me is Lala and Yash were kind of like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. And I kind of get Lala's, but I'm also I'll explain later like why I'm confused by that. But with Yash definitely knew that the House was going to vote out Lyric. He decided, I'm assuming, not to vote out Lyric. But why was he acting surprised, even to us, that Lyric went home?
Well, I think he was the one who like heard ramblings, but it wasn't concrete. And he has this like weird kinship with Kamu that like Kamu and Chuck were people that he were kind of building like
Yeah.
glimmers with. I think out of everyone in the house, until Taylor told Lala, Yash was definitely on the lower podium for knowing the like what was actually going to happen. Like he heard the ramblings, but I don't think he really knew concrete it was going to happen. So he just ran with the full like I don't know what happened to keep his self fully scot free.
But even to us, because I think someone did direct, like I think Taylor might have directly, or someone directly told him that it was happening because he was actually trying to save Lyric from there.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe he didn't know how the votes were going to shake out. And I do know that Taylor, and maybe it was him and Taylor who were like, is this real? Like, are they really doing this or are they trying to play us? So that's a good, like, maybe he just didn't really think it was going to happen, but he
Yeah,
did.
because
I
Taylor,
mean,
it took Taylor a long time before she even told Lala. And honestly, I think that's where, like Dee even spoke about in the episode,
yeah.
too many people wind up voting that way, so they couldn't lie too much. Because it's like now with Lala voting that way, like it made it like a big divide.
That,
So
yeah, I'm glad that we got that context from D on that because I
yeah,
kind of was like thinking like, how did y'all not? How did we get it to where the numbers were gonna be like this blatant? But it was because too many people told you. But what y'all gotta tell like, don't tell Lala. We only need this amount of votes. Like you gotta be
yeah.
very
But
clear.
that shows Taylor she's not about to leave her girl out because Lala would have felt other ways, and it would have been like, oh, so you knew, girl, but this didn't happen. Like I live for Taylor telling her girl. Like I will always tell my ally so they will not look crazy. Like let's do the dang thing. Like
That's so
I'm here
true.
for it.
And honestly, it wouldn't have been a bad thing if Lala did vote for her for the other person, or yeah, to vote
Yeah,
out Melody, I guess.
yeah,
So I just wish that like everything was like, short time, so I get it,
of
but
course, yeah.
we should have thought like, come on, get the fingers out, think it through, Survivor fans,
Hmm.
or Survivor players. So, any last thoughts about like last week as a whole before we get into the
No, like
nominees for this week?
no, like yeah, like the last thing I'll say, like that week really when Haley first won, I know we was on a down, but it just goes to show you that the tides will change. And honestly, that's why I tell people in Big Brother, if you don't want to risk that person going home at all, don't even put them on the block. It's no way she should have ever put Lyric on the block if she wanted Lyric in that game. You didn't really have a relationship with Taylor. You didn't really have a relationship with Lala. Lala easily could have been that nominee, and you could have made sure that Melody went home. You got to be
Yeah.
smart with it.
And the thing is that Lala still would have probably won, this HOH, and you still would have, maybe
Yep.
you wouldn't have been on the block. Actually, I don't know. No, she definitely would have went on the block if Lala was on the
Yeah.
block. So
Even more.
no,
Yeah.
that's absolutely
Well, you never
true.
know. She didn't put Kamo on, so ciao.
I know. Well,
We'll talk
that's a
about that.
good segue. We're segueing into our week 5 nominations. It is Chuck, Haley, and Barrett. No notes for me personally. I kind of love that Barrett is like the perfect person to be on the block to me. But should he prepare to like be a pawn for a while now? What do you think?
That's the thing. Like, Drew and Barrett have been with both sides now as the like Pawnee type of person we want to possibly win a veto or possibly win a blockbuster. And they can't keep relying on that because it starts to get sticky. That's why I'm really happy that Taylor told Kamu that he was thinking about going on the block, and Kamu used his social game to realize, like, well, let me change it up. Because Lala originally was going to put up Drew Barrett with one of them, with one Chuck, Haley, or Kamu. So honestly, I just don't understand why people like to leave room for error. Like at the end of the day, no shade for me. Kamu put me up. He's going on the block. And his closest allies, I can't let them win the veto. They need to save themselves, Haley and Chuck. Boom. They already don't like me. They already will put me up. Put all three of them on the block. So I just really commend Kamu's social game of how he's able to like switch it up. But that also comes with Taylor prematurely telling him stuff that she didn't have to tell him because
Yeah.
we could have saw different nominees.
Kind of like, as someone who does not like Kamu, he is one of the stronger competitors. So I don't like him, but it might be better to keep a good relationship with him
Sure.
versus like, you just got to be careful of who you put on your enemies list. Like, yes, like he might be my enemy, but like, let's see if we can smooth things over. Like, maybe this can be a peace treaty for Latrice, because I do think that Kamu is going to go a bit far in the game. So he needs, thinking about how like savior he was for Lyric, which might been a part of her downfall. He kind of likes to be that hero protector. So I I hope that like Lala and Taylor can like kind of fall into that with him if he is a white man who's like, who knows, but
I don't know. I just hate the fact that he's walking away very scot-free from all the blow up. Like
but
I think this
he
was
did it. Sorry.
this was a Taylor 2.0 HOH, I feel, because it's basically getting out Taylor's target. Haley, they want Haley gone, and Haley put up Taylor. Kamu put up Lala. Any person could ever put me on the block, whether I'm a pawn or not, means that I'm not good for that game because you're putting me at some type of risk. So I think Lala didn't stick to her guns of, hey, this is my HOH. Even if I'm gonna put up the person that Taylor wants in Haley, I need to also put up the person for me that could literally be my downfall. And we also see like, I don't know, watching the feeds and stuff, I feel like Lala do need to take a step back and don't get on a high horse, because when I'm telling you, with different arguments that has happened in the last couple of days, she's always the one want to retell it and be extra about it. And it's like, girl, this isn't even your fight. Take a step back, boo. Let these people dig themselves their own holes.
She is going to be easily on the block for the next couple of weeks. I don't think she's going to be voted out, but I think that she's going to be a new block queen for sure. I will say one smart thing that I'm really proud. I think Taylor did a good job of the way that she anchored these nominations, because Lala initially wanted Devins on the block because she's the first person.
I think that would have been a mistake. Yeah,
it would have been a mistake. Yeah, and Taylor stopped her from doing that because Taylor was like, look, he might have a power, so it might, like, we don't know what can happen if we put him on the block.
Yeah.
And what she said in the episode is like, we don't gotta go for him this fast, like right now.
Like I love how she worded it. She said, if he is not your target, it's no use to upset him, because we personally know, first of all, he has a DPOV. And if you upset Devins right now, you're kind of upsetting Angela and you're upsetting D. And Angela will be like, I told you so, because she's been gunning for Lala and Taylor in some way, shape, or form. So I think I'm happy Taylor has that in her head. Like, okay, girl, we can't do Devins right now unless you for sure want to get Devins out. And the week that you want Devins out, you need to put all three of them on the block. No shade. So
Yeah.
Taylor, I'm sorry. Taylor?
We was wrong about you, babes. We was wrong, but now we're here. I see. Now, again, I do continue to be nervous for you well, not only, so Taylor has had a strategic week, a good social week, but I think this weekend, this Saturday, you guys won't see this, but this Saturday, she's talked too much. She talked too much. I think she told Dee and Angela who she was a bit too much and how she is thinking and just what her opinions are. So you got too comfortable with these people.
And
unfortunately.
Dee is too smart. Dee is too smart. And Angela already had her nose around, smelling about you.
The chatter got even worse. Like, I'm letting y'all know right now, the chatter, it quieted down last week. The chatter for Taylor being a threat to Angela, and now Dee is at an all-time high right now. Not 100%. At a fever pitch, but it's coming. So I do wish she wouldn't have gotten too comfortable, especially in the HOH room. Like, it's just, you didn't play that right. She didn't play that right. So, and Taylor also did make sure that, and I think you might have named, but make sure that Lala didn't put Drew up, which is really good too. Yeah. That continues their connection. And fuck Chuck.
Yeah, because no shade. Like, I love how you said that, because no shade, he was coming to them on some Black woman stuff, and they were even folding. I was watching the feeds, and they like, man, we can't do that to our boy. Like, we we'll give him a week off, because they really was set on Haley. They was like, give him a week off. But Kamu came with facts, and the facts were real, because what the producers did, play the montage. We don't give a damn that you the mother that you cook for us. That ain't gonna get you nowhere. And that just made me even more disgusted with Chuck. And I was like, the same way you lying around for this white woman, you throwing the people under the bus that was gonna keep you just for being a Black man. And I'm happy. That's why I say, actually, I'm happy that Taylor did what she did.
Me too.
It showcased the real of Chuck and put that shit on blast. Because they were gonna finagle it. Yeah. No, you good.
And I think, like, what we're gonna see Thursday is, and hopefully we do see this, is he blew up a little bit on Lala. Like, he was like maybe he didn't blow up, but he was like intensely like, why you put me on the block? How could you? Okay, well, just so you, now we know. And he's lying, and he kind of plays the victim too. And this might be controversial, and like, maybe, I don't know, but there's commentary that like Black men are the white women of the Black people. And no, they're not white saviors, but white women and Black men are kind of the same. And they have like the same position in each of their communities, right? Like, Black women, we make more money. We're like very nurturing. And like, they be complaining. Like, they're always complaining about something. No shade. Or playing the victim. They're always playing the victim. Black men, I'm so sorry. Sometimes y'all do be struggling to take accountability for things. Y'all just be like, okay. And white women are the same. Like, what we're seeing from Haley and Angela, same behavior as Chuck. And I'm just like, that's why y'all so close. Like, I actually do think that that's why like Black men and white women dating works well. So I just have to say that, like, that's just what Chuck is giving me. And we'll see Haley is the target for the week. Let's see. But I don't care if it's her or Chuck going home. Saranara, you ready to get into our superlatives? So we're going to do week 4 superlatives.
Okay. Let's make sure we put a note that it's week 4 superlatives.
Week 4. Last week, not this week. We don't know enough for this week, right? Player of the week.
It's growing though. Woo!
This y'all know. This player of the week.
Wait. Hold on. Let me think. Give me 2 seconds.
You were supposed to prepare.
Week 4. Okay. Let's go.
You ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Taylor.
D. Week 4.
Player of the week?
Okay.
Player of the week?
Yeah, for me. Yeah.
Okay.
And you say Taylor for player of the week for 4?
Do you remember what the criteria are for each of these categories? Player of the week is best all around. So that's competition, that's strategy, and that's social game. Taylor took herself off the veto. She built better relationships socially, and she played strategically. Like, we actually started to see her winning the veto was actually a manifestation of how her strategic thinking is, like trying to like read people and all of that. So, player of the week. Taylor.
I live. You better crack me down, but I'm still gonna stand firm in mine. I really like Taylor. I think she's played really good, and we're seeing great things from her. So, based on your criteria, that's your choice. Let's see what our girl do. But for me, D, like D just continues to concrete herself in situations. She has been the one wanting to do different advantageous things that will concrete her further in the game. And, yeah, she didn't have to really win no comp this week, but I feel like the comp wins fall on her because she wanted to first, she had the flip wanting to happen. Then she flipped it back. And because, like, yeah, Devins wanted to do it, but D was the one who actually was like, Devins, what you thinking? I'm bored. Let's go. Like, so I think D just all around is in a great spot because when they do shoot at the icons, no shade, everyone has said Devins, 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 Devins. And D is a survivor winner and her name is not even coming up. People are even more tired of Angela than D. So that's just me. I think game of the week encompasses who to me I could name my winner right now. And right now I think it's D.
So D is my strategic player of the week. Like,
and
that's,
Taylor is
mine. I agree.
So our criteria, look.
See,
okay.
So she's strategic player of the week because she did handle the strategy. Like, she did flip things in the house. She got the power, kept the power a secret. Like, and we saw what her thinking is around that. Let's see how long it lasts. And she flipped the vote. She she pushed to get Drew on the block and then was like, well, actually, let's save Drew. And this was her week, like, leading the strategy 1000%. It is D for that. But it's okay. It's the same thing. We do this every week, honestly. Our things are inverse. So yeah.
Yeah. And then I just think, and also we do have both different, we also have different mindsets with how we see the game too. And I think that's why our criteria has been like lapsing on that. But for me, I think Taylor for me strategic because she has already been formulating her groundwork, building her relationships with Yash, building her relationships with Lala has continued to grow. And her being put on the block kicked her up. And when she had to be like, okay, y'all don't want to see me when I'm mad. Let me show y'all a strategy. I got to win this veto. She locked eyes with those people. Here's your poison. Let's get it out. Boom, bang, bang. Won that veto. And it even invigorated her even more to be like, okay, now I'm safe. Let me continue to cushion and tell Lala what she need to do. Let me build Yash, her and Kama. Like, it's just growing more and more for me. And it's like, I see the strategic glimmers in her. And to me, if I had to pick someone who has elevated strategically this week, it has to be Taylor for me. So that's
a good point. That's a good point. Like, I get it because what you saw outside of her winning is the strategic, like, head popping out. So I get that. I get it. Mm-hmm. That makes sense because, like, that is kind of like what makes her the star of the week. So
yeah.
Another thing that Taylor, we're going to get there.
Yeah.
I just want one more thing about Taylor is that what she told Latrice is what I want you to get out of this HOH is new alliances and information. And I'm like, you know exactly what to do. Like, she is honestly so sharp in her reads. I think it might have been a good strategy for her to keep her head down. Now that I know how she talks, like, keep your head down a little bit so you don't talk too much. But yeah, Taylor, I'm so excited for you. Okay, you ready for flop? Let's do flop.
She just need to take her own advice. No shade. She need to take her own advice. And now that she's involved in power, don't need to do too much.
I agree. Okay, ready.
We can say flop at the same time.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Haley.
There we go. We together.
It's Haley.
You have to. Haley is definitely flop of the week wholeheartedly. You had an HOH where you could have did anything you wanted. Make sure you got out someone who would 9 times out of 10 put you on the block, and you got bamboozled on your HOH, sending home someone who was ready to work with you and your allies. Crazy work.
Yeah.
Crazy work.
I keep forgetting to say, one thing I will say about Haley is that I feel like she just needs a hug. Like, I just feel like all of her anger is because,
I don't feel sorry for that woman, boo.
You don't have to feel sorry for her. You don't have to feel sorry. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that she just objectively, she needs a hug because I feel like she doesn't get any attention the way the other girl, like Melody has Drew, Lyric has had 3, 4 men. And she clearly, I think she had a crush on Rome when she first got in the house. And it seems like she might have a little crush or at least wants attention from Kamu. And she ain't getting none of that. And that is why Lyric is also on the block. It's like she's jealous.
It's
She's
true.
jealous. The
Yeah.
perpy
Yeah.
boobs thing about Melody. Yeah, it's she's clearly insecure and like she uses that with her like defensiveness and like, it's her tough exterior, but
Yeah. And she's been having 4 hard weeks in the game, So like flop,
now she's on
right?
her fifth. Flop, 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 flop. And the likelihood of her going home, like I don't really see her winning the blockbuster. I don't. I mean, who knows though? Yeah, because Chuck has won a comp.
You
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you just never know because she did, she won a decent like her HOH wasn't like no, it wasn't
Wasn't
like
strenuous.
super yeah, it wasn't strenuous, it wasn't strategic, it wasn't mental, it was like, push a little which like I don't know. I guess. I don't know. Maybe, it just all depends. Chuck is a beast and Barrett's a beast, and depending on how like whatever happens with the veto, whoever wins and whoever uses it and who could possibly renom, I think no shade if someone like Kamu or anyone that wants to still work with Haley or Chuck wins it like a Yash, I think they
Mm-hmm.
need to use it to pull one of them down, no shade. Even though been a lot of discourse. I'll say that.
Really?
But
You
we'll
think that
see.
they should pull one of them down from the block, Chuck or
Yeah,
Haley?
because if you just do what the house says, eventually someone has to be the new Grand Supreme. And I need to keep some type of threat there. So it will give the opportunity to show a little grace because just as much as that person, even if Haley goes this week, Chuck has the ability to possibly win and he's
You're
going to
right.
be on a rampage. So it's like, who is he going to throw that rampage towards? So it's like, hey, I want to keep both of them here. No shit. I don't know.
No,
We
who do
want
you
Haley
think?
gone this week, but
Either one can go for me, honestly. Barrett could go. I
yeah.
don't care. No shade, Barrett. I don't know. Who do you think is the best person to go for? Like, who's the best person to go home for Taylor, and who's the best person to go home for the icons? And it could be the same, but yeah.
Yeah, the best person to go home to keep Taylor, our love for Taylor and the trajectory of Taylor's game is definitely Haley because she's gonna want revenge and she put Taylor up before, so she'll put her up again. For the icons, I think the person who needs to go home it's probably Haley as well for the icons. But when I
Yeah, I
think
think so.
about Kamu, I think he's just getting misdirected based on what happened. No shade, the person that need to go home for Kamu is Barrett. No shade. He could fix that with Chuck and Haley. He could fix
Ooh, you
that.
think, yeah, because Barrett opens, well,
'Cause-
it
yeah,
can open up him and D. Because if him and D lock in,
yeah.
they
It'll
gonna
open
run
up
the
him and
board.
D, and it also could even open up Drew a little bit too, because it's just like for right now, Kamu is so stuck on like his allies did him dirty, and we as fans know that Chuck voted the same way Kamu did, but like
Mm-hmm.
Kamu just thinks whatever, so he can fix that.
He
They could
doesn't
talk
like
it out.
them.
Yeah, no, he doesn't right now, but like he needs to catch his head because once they're gone, Kamu, you might make jury, but like you're not winning this game either. You can't win
Yeah,
out.
you're right. You're right. Because if those two eventually, like in the next 2 weeks, they leave, all he'll
Yeah.
have is D, maybe Taylor, and Yash.
Yeah, his
That's
other
three
hope is
people.
that they start to shoot at the icons. That's the only thing that would save him a couple weeks because I think that's what also would save Taylor if people like Mallory or Melody shoot at the icons to ensure that they're not on the block. So it's a mixed game. There's still a lot of game left and a lot
Yeah,
could change.
I know. And just so you guys are aware, Devins only has 2 more weeks left with his power diamond veto.
No.
So
Do you think
by
do you think
week,
he would never use it and just save it for the finale? Because I see him, he could make the finale. Do you see him doing some grand gesture at the end? But D is gonna one up him because D has been known since the beginning. So I don't know. It's tough.
I think he will probably end up not using it. But
No,
I
he's gonna
also
get bored.
think,
He's gonna get
no, no,
bored.
no.
Even if
Let
it's
me
weak sis, he gonna do
No, let me
something.
tell you. No, I think that he's not going to use it, but I think he's going to continue to use it as a threat throughout the game. Like, hey, I just want to let you know, if I'm on the
Because
block, I do
nobody
have this
knows that
power.
it's 6 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. That'll be
So,
cute.
and that's the only way, because if he does use it publicly in the next 2 weeks, then they know what his power is, especially if he does not have to use it. But I feel like, what are the producers going to put him in a scenario where he has to use it all the time? Like, I
Have a
wonder if
grand
that's
gesture.
a,
But that's why I say would speak to the testament of the game if him and the icons are not put up in the next 2 weeks, but he's a board player, he's going to do it to earn some type of favor with someone just to get out whatever side of the house won HOH that week, someone on their side, because he could literally put up anybody. So for me, I think it could be a way that he could fix the bridge with Drew, even with Barrett. Like, oh, they put you up, but hey, let me take you down and I'll put
Yeah.
up their closest ally. Like, I could see it happening
Yeah.
to No Shade a
Oh
Taylor.
my
I could
God.
see on Taylor's HOH. Taylor won an HOH and she didn't put up boom, 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 boom. Didn't even put up the icons, but put up like a Mallory Melody, whatever, a Barrett. Takes Barrett down, puts Lala straight on that block.
Yeah.
And that's after the
Yeah.
veto ceremony. So now Lala is hoping she win a thing and someone could go home on. I would be so mad if that happens though.
If I were Devins, how I would use it to actually like get a Melody Mallory off the block. And but he would have to do like it would have to be like a couple of like relationship building conversations. But if
For
he takes
sure.
one of those two off the block, that's like hopefully new loyalty, or at least like a deal
Yeah.
where like next 3, whatever,
Yeah.
don't put me on the block kind of
Because
thing.
the
Yeah.
numbers are about to get sticky. That's the thing. The numbers are getting sticky. We even saw it this week why Lala had to be like, oh, I gotta put my Barrett Bear up, because they're trying to like think too heavy on blockbuster and backdoor, whatever. They just need to
Yeah.
play the dang game. They're
I
thinking too
agree.
much about numbers, and it's showing that, hey, no shade. If someone puts me up, like I know Barrett thinks about it every time. Lala put me up, so I'm at the bottom of anything she have going. Even though her target is Haley, but dang, you still put me up. That's the same way Drew felt. That's the same way people feel. Like, people don't like
You still
being
put
put
me
up.
up.
It shows that I'm at
But
the
like,
bottom.
I get like I want to be like, but Barrett ain't scary. But people pop out during jury. Like the less people are in the house, the
Is
more
when they
people
go
have an
crazy.
opportunity. Yeah, and they have the opportunity to
And
win.
Barrett could be that person.
I
Barrett
think
could
he
be
could be
that
that. He's
person. No
athletic,
shade.
apparently. Like he
Yeah.
like some type of, I don't know. He's athletic somehow. Okay, well, fun. We'll be back
Yeah.
next Monday again because I'm going on a birthday vacation
It's
and
her
you're also going to be
birthday.
busy. It's my
Yeah.
birthday. Hashtag Leo season. But yeah, we're going to be back next Monday. Thank you guys for tuning in. Keep subscribing and make a notification so you guys can know when our episodes drop. And also let us know if you guys do want us to start doing spoilers. I'm always open. Let us know. Any last words, Mr. Lance?
No,
Hearts.
I'm really excited about the next coming weeks for Big Brother. It's definitely like reinvigorating me, because I'm like, yeah, we're gonna push through, talk about Big Brother, whoop whoop whoop, steamroll. But this week really woke it back
We're
up, and
so
I
back.
just can't wait to see what the trajectory brings for the next couple weeks.
So back. Okay, guys. See y'all next time. Bye.